All right, question 7 was find the solution set to the inequality. So the first thing we have to do is we have to solve the quadratic equation. So we're going to do this by factoring or the quadratic formula. In this case, we can do it by factoring because there's an x term, so we can't do it by square root. So first thing we need to do is subtract 35 from both sides, or move it over and change the sign, because we need it in standard form, whether we're going to do factoring or the quadratic formula. So we're going to check factoring first, and we're going to say this is factors of 35 that I subtract to get -2. So what do we get here? We got 1 and 35, 3, no, 5 and 7. So 5 minus 7 is -2. There's more negatives. We need more negatives so that we get a -2. So since there's no a term, since a is 1, we don't have to do the whole factor by grouping thing. We can just go x plus 5 and x minus 7 is less than or equal to 0. So we factored it. Now we need to find our two roots. So the roots is just going to be when it's equal to that, right? So hopefully you can find those roots without doing the whole zero product property part, but we're going to work it out. We say, when does x plus 5 equal 0? And when does x minus 7 equal 0? So opposite of plus 5 is minus 5. So x equals -5. And opposite of -7 is positive 7. So x is equal to 7. We're going to put these on a number line to help us figure out where to shade them. So smaller one and larger one. It's a less than or equal to, so it is a closed circle. All right, so now we need to know whether it's shaded in or shaded out. Any guesses? Okay, but still just a guess. So we're going to test 0. So 0's in between these. So if I put this back in the equation and 0 makes it true, we're going to shade inside, and it's going to be an and. If 0 makes it false, we're going to shade outside, and it's going to be an or. Okay, so if I put 0 back in my original equation, I have 0 squared minus 2 times 0 is less than or equal to 35. So 0 squared is 0, 2 times 0 is 0. So this is 0 is less than or equal to 35. Is 0 less than or equal to 35? Yes, it is. That's true. So where 0 is true. So we're going to shade between, and that's going to be an and. So we could write the answer as x, well, pardon me. All right, so since this is an and, we're going to write this as x is between -5 and 7. They were less than or equal to, so we're going to put the equal sign. We could write it as x is greater than or equal to -5 and x is less than or equal to 7. But more often, mathematicians are going to write it like that. And I do believe that that's how we did it on the multiple choice. All right, so watch that as many times as you need. Please work through that problem again on your own, and then try the one on the test. See if you can come up with the same answer, and then try the multiple choice one that comes next.